Okay. Let these boys settle in a little bit. Get right. Let me get right. So, I'm gonna wait till 5:30 hit. And we gonna get right. Shit in a second. Got a good conversation for y'all boys today. First conversation, first lecture. There we go. 5:30. Get straight up into it. Straight into it. First, let me sit in the mood for y'all though. Sit in the mood. Anyone come in, I already know. Need y'all to tap in. Let me sit in the mood for y'all boys. Putting on some good high vibrational music. Got y'all boys.
Me, you could walk around like this, would you?
Here we go. Y'all want the name of this? High vibrational frequency 777 hertz. Got a video coming out about the frequencies of rap music and our chakras. That'll come at another time. Hopefully it don't keep popping like this, but yeah. That's a good place to chill, high vibe, chill, man. Even though we ain't smoking, and I don't smoke, by the way. Now, let me make sure. I hope that ain't too loud. Now, let's get right up into it. Yeshua, Yeshua, however you want to say it. I may be saying his name wrong. Please correct me if I am. In future lectures, I'll say his name right if I am saying it wrong. The one and only Christ. Great, great man. A God. Or is he a God? Not from, you know, the white man's stance. Disclaimer, we do not spew hate on this channel. There is no racism going on. Because I can't be racist, but that's not the conversation. I don't want to use the word love. Shout out to all my white people out there though. You know, there's no hate. I actually fuck with a lot of white people, you know. But this shit right here, this is truth that's gonna be spoken. I'm not even gonna look at the time. I'm still on my Ramadan. I know y'all been checking in on that. But yeah. Jesus. Everyone praises him in the black community. Is that an issue? Maybe so. Let's get into it though. Yeshua. Yeshua. Yeshua, Joshua, whatever his name may be. And I'm going to continue to research to pronounce it the correct way. But we all know who I'm talking about. Jesus, the Son of God. First things first. First things first. Let's talk about his name. How did Jesus get his name, you ask? Let me tell you a little something. Shout out to all the guys and goddesses watching this, by the way. Jesus, first of all, wasn't his name. And I really, really hope that most of you in here know that. And if you don't, that's okay. That's okay. That's what I'm here for. And that's not to bring anybody else down. Because, you know, we all really the same. Specifically with the gods and goddesses. But, you know, even my human beings that may watch this, you know, that doesn't mean, you know, I'm not bringing anybody down. I'm just here to enlighten, if not known already. Jesus is a fake name. In fact, Jesus was the name of a slave ship, a British slave ship. And that's where they got the name from. In fact, it was the first slave ship that was brought over to America by the Britons, by the British. By the original English people, the Europeans. Queen Elizabeth I, she is the one who issued this ship to come over here. Specifically, and if I want y'all to look everything up, don't take my word for it, look everything up that I say. I want you to find out, that gives you even more confidence about what I'm saying. I want y'all to look up, Jesus of Lubeck, Lubeck, Lubeck. Now, I can't remember. I believe it's written in Greek. When you look it up, it's probably going to be written in Greek or some other language. But you're going to see what I'm talking about. Jesus of Lubeck was the first British slave ship that came over in America in 1500 and something. Before Jesus died. Way before Jesus died. 1500 and something AD. Disclaimer, I also don't know much about religion. I'm not a religious person. Religion actually holds back the black community, but that's another conversation for another day. So, don't get up here, you know, telling me about, you know, religion and all that, because, you know, or criticizing me, because I don't know a lot about religion. But I'm going to learn. This here is just history. I'm only going to speak to you the truth. This is not opinions. Some things will be opinions, but most things up here will be the truth. Yeshua. Born on the 25th of December. That's a great day to pick. They almost had us. But where they messed up was not only was he not born on the 25th of December, they like to say it was based around that. Now this is where kind of an opinion comes in. It was between the fall, between BC 5 and 7, that Jesus was born. We're just gonna call him G, even though everybody in here, we now know that was not Jesus' name. But we're just gonna call him that for right now. You know, Yeshua. Jesus was born on August 21st, 7 BC. Now, I may be getting the BC wrong, but August 21st, that's when Jesus was born. Look into it yourself, though. Mary was pregnant around March. They never said she was pregnant. She first got pregnant in March, though. They only said Mary and her little lambs. She was pregnant around March. And they never said it was March. This is when she first got pregnant. Let's move on. Now you know his name. You know what day he was born. Before we move on from his name, I do have to bring up a couple things about his name. The letter J itself wasn't used until 1400. My bad. The letter J wasn't used until around 400 or 500 years ago. If you don't believe me, you don't even have to look this up. I just want you to think about this for a second. I want you to think about how many J words you can think that aren't names specifically. Specifically aren't names. How many J words can you think of? Jumping. Jet. You could probably come up with a nice little bit of them. But compare that to the rest of the letters in this terrible English language that they taught us in slavery. That is the hardest language. That is the hardest language to learn. And it's a reason for that. They made it hard so we wouldn't understand it. And we wouldn't understand these spells that they have put on us through our language. Just like good morning. Have a good morning. Say good rising, people. Hey means to hail. And I'm going to talk about this later. It means to hail. It means to praise. Now, saying hey to a person itself isn't a spell. But saying happy birthday is. I made a video about this a couple weeks ago. Y'all go check it out. But let's not get too off topic. Let's stay on Jesus. The letter J word was not used until about 400 or 500 years ago. That's not that long if you really think about it. Think about it like this. The J word is being used as long as black people were enslaved in America. Even though we're actually still enslaved, it's the new modern slavery. And a lot of us are still in mental slavery. Another conversation, though. Let's move it on. What shall we talk about next? Remember that Jesus is our brother. And a live I had earlier, I was explaining that even the devil himself is our brother. You are the devil. I am the devil. Not actually. Biologically, yes. Me and you both are God. Me and you both are the devil. The devil is our brother. And most people on this earth right now, they live through the devil. The devil, he smiles in your face, smokes up all your weed, eats all your food, and then double crosses you when you least expect it. Tell me if you know somebody like that. And then tell me if we don't have the devil living on here on earth right now, planet Ka. Jesus is our brother too. And they're both gods. Let's get to how Jesus is black. Or is he white? Or is he Hebrew? Even though Hebrew is a religion. But some people sadly think it's a race. It's not a race. I would consider it more a... I don't know if you could call it ethnicity. I would call it a culture. But I think religion is the best word for Hebrew. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Shout out my human beings in here. But real quick, I need to ask my human beings. Not just white people, Asians, anyone who thinks, even the gods and goddesses who think Jesus is white. I got a question to ask you. What tribe was Jesus from? Yeshua. What tribe was he from? Now remember, I'm not very religious, so I'm not the best person to ask this, but one thing I do know, Jesus was from the tribe of Judah. Of the 12 tribes of Israel, he was from the tribe of Judah. Now right now, my church people, or anyone religious, or reads the Bible, or just very knowledgeable about these things, I need you to tell me who was in the type of people, who was the type of people in the tribe of Judah. They were black. They looked like me and you. Gods and goddesses. They look like me and you. If that's not convincing enough, though, that's okay. Let's take it to the start of Christianity. When did Christianity come about? And this goes back to his name. Christianity didn't start when Jesus died. Christianity didn't even start Christianity started when the slaves came over when Christopher Columbus, that idiot of a man, that one idiot of a man, actually thought he came over here and found America. The Europeans said to follow this man named Jesus Christ, the Messiah, the God man, the one and only Christ man. Follow him and hail him. That was around 1600s, I believe. 1600s, if I'm getting that wrong. 16 something. I was about to say. As that slavery lasted for 400 years, though, you have to think about this, though. If for 400 years is not that long. Do you know how long people have been on Earth, specifically us black people? We have been up here longer than anybody else. Not only anybody else. Shout out to the Native Americans, even though we were actually the natives, but that's another conversation. They were with us in America. Then we didn't follow these gods, these white gods. Jesus with long, blondish, brownish hair. We hailed our ancestors. Jesus hailed his ancestors. Son of God. We're the sons and daughters of God, which makes us God and goddesses. Even the devil, even the devil, as hateful and as envy as he was of the black race. If you ask the devil on earth today who he hailed, actually, I'd be lying to you if I told you he hailed his ancestors. The devil hails himself. Himself always comes first. And that is why it is tough to defeat the devil. But Jesus didn't come apart until slavery. When they told us all this stuff. It even says it. Well, it doesn't necessarily say it in the Bible. But I don't know too much about the Bible. I do know that the Edomite race was not cherished by God. It was the people of darker skin, melanin, who were cherished. Now remember, God ain't real. The physical God. Now spiritually, come on now. Once you reach that spiritual realm, you will see God. In the spiritual sense, you will see God. In the physical sense, you're seeing God right now. Anyone black in here, you are God. When you look in the mirror, you are God. And specifically the black woman, who is the first person, the first God. Jesus, who's also Real quick, I'm gonna take a turn real quick. I just thought about something. Let's go to Greek mythology. Because if you notice, you know, the Hebrew flag and the Greece flag are very similar. But, you know, maybe just coincidence. I don't know. It's also very similar that, you know, I don't know if y'all realize this or not. Say Jesus in Spanish. Jesus. He loves to tell Zeus, hey, because Zeus is his brother. And Greek mythology tricks you into thinking these are two different people. They're the same person. They are the same person. Zeus and Jesus. Let's move on. Jesus. What does hey mean? Hail Zeus. I love you, Zeus. I'm gonna worship you, Zeus. I'm gonna worship you. And I'm not gonna get tricked by your Greek mythology, Zeus. Now, let's say you're still not convinced. That's okay. This stuff is, you know, this topic is very tough to change your perspective on. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Now, one thing I do want to bring up. I want to bring up a man. Name, and I may be saying his name wrong. I'm terrible with pronouncing names. I want you to look up a name. If you really don't believe that this man was created by the white man through slavery, so us slaves would think Jesus was a real person. Yeshua was a real person. Jesus was a damn ship. A slave ship. We're worshiping a goddamn slave ship. Man. If you're really not convinced, though, look up a name. Look up the name Caesar Borgia. Now, what Caesar Borgia, now, with him, he was a man, a son of a man named Pope Alexander. Now, I don't know if you've heard of this name before. This was a very highly figured. And I forgot specifically where they're from. I want to say Spain. I could be wrong, though. Could be wrong. What I ain't wrong about, take a look at. Take a good long look at Caesar Borgia. Borgia, whatever it is. Borgia, whatever the fuck it is. And I want you to tell me who he looks like to you. When will they learn? He kind of resembles your God, the man that you think was a real person. The man that you are worshiping, the the ship you think was a real person. Caesar Borgia, or Borgia, his dad, Pope Alexander, was so mad at the fact that Jesus was black, had dreads, long hair like me, longer than my dreads, peaceful, a god, peaceful, praying to the ancestors. And for anyone real quick, I'm going to go ahead and I know there's going to be people saying he was Hebrew and he had short hair and it said it in the Bible. First of all, the Bible is the white man's book. I'm not going by it. But some things, the Bible, it tells you. The way to hide a lie, put it right in someone's face. Jesus' hair was, when he was crucified, his hair was cut to take off his antennas, his ether. Because they know that connects us to the source. That connects us to life. That connects us to the spiritual realm. God in the spiritual realm, that's what it connects us to. They cut his hair. That thumbnail you see, that was Jesus after they cut his hair. I have another picture of him that I'll post sooner or later. Of Jesus when his hair was like mine. Dreaded. Shouldn't even say it dreaded. They switched the name of our hair. They switched the whole culture. They ripped it so we would forget it. They went against, the white power structure, the white man, they have to go against everything with nature. They go against anything that goes with nature. We are the first people from nature, so they go against us. The woman was first, so they tell us the man was first. Jesus had locks. I have locks. Anyone in here with, per se, dreads have actual locks. They are not dreadful. You call them locks, because that's what they are. And they did this so we would start to unconsciously resent ourselves. Hey, I like your dreads. Unconsciously, that's calling them dreadful. And I told you about the American language, didn't I? It's all spells. That's why they call them spelling bees. They call them spelling bees. That's what it's all for. Now let's move on. Let's get back to Jesus. Let's get back to Lubeck. Jesus of Lubeck. Messiah of Lubeck. Yeshua of Lubeck. When will we say his name? His dad, Pope Alexander. This dude, Caesar Borgia. He ordered a decree of everywhere. He ordered that because he was so mad that he found out the truth. The truth can be hurtful to find out. It can be tough to face it. He was so mad at the truth, he ordered a decree to wipe away the real Jesus. Well, let me say this. To wipe away Yeshua. Let's just wipe him away. This black nigga Yeshua that everybody fucked with, nah. I don't want these niggas. I don't want these niggas. I don't want them worshiping him. We do not want them worshiping a God. I do not like them. We want them worshiping one of us. We want them worshiping one of us who was created by Yaqub. Now, even though Yaqub was a god, he created the white race through the human evolution chart. That's exactly how he did it. Yaqub created the white race to take down the gods. And oh man, even though he's a god, Yaqub, or the devil, or Satan, or Lucifer, he did a damn good job at it. And it wasn't even just that. Black people, since we're rooted from spirituality and the most peaceful people, we didn't see it coming. We just always gave people the benefit of the doubt back then. We didn't see it coming. And they took us over. So no, Yahshua, Pope Alexander says, order a decree and wipe Yahshua away. I want this new white God named Jesus. And matter of fact, I want him to be painted as my son. I want you to paint him as my son, Caesar Borgia. Pope Alexander sent that. Once he sent that through slavery, they fucked up our root chakras. They fucked up all our chakra, but the root chakra specifically. Because the root chakra instills fear. That's where your fear comes from, your root chakra. And if you can fuck up the root chakra, you can control somebody into believing anything that you want. And that's exactly what the white man did. And that's why we believe that Jesus is a white man. Caesar Borgia is painted. Anytime you see that white Jesus, just know that is a remodel of Caesar Borgia. You're really looking at a revamped version of Caesar Borgia. Anytime you see that white Jesus. But they won't tell you that. They destroyed, when I mean wiped off Yahshua. Pope Alexander, the decree was to wipe him almost from goddamn existence. Like he never existed. At least in the form that he knew he existed in, he wanted to wipe off. We want him to exist in this form of Caesar, as far as looks. But in the mind and religion, we want him to exist in the name of Jesus Christ. If you still don't believe me that they switched them up, why does the Pope, one of the most looked at as spiritual people, tell me who he prays to? Who does the Pope pray to? Is it a white man the Pope prays to? Or is it? Or is it a God? Is it a black man? Is it a nigga? Go look that up. And tell me what you find out. Now I'm gonna wrap this up soon. Probably will do a part 2. Say his name. Yeshua. Say his name. Yeshua. That's pretty much what they did. Kuta Kinte. I see any of you black niggers. I can't even say we were saying it. Because they, from the front, they told the slaves, this man is Jesus. But what are they going to do with someone like me or anyone else? I want to shout out a lot of people. I want to shout out to Young Pharaoh. I want to shout out to Rashad Jamal, Dr. Umar Johnson, Daylight. Any one of us who speaks out, it's not even that if you speak on who Jesus really is, but if you talk about his race. Race is everything. White people don't hate us because of the color of our skin. They hate us because of what's inside the skin. All white people are actually racist. Racism does not mean to be hateful. Racism is to mean bring a certain group of people down. Systemically, not individually. Systemically. In order for the whole people to be demised and oppressed. But Jesus himself, he was black. And don't ever let nobody else tell you different. Jesus, Yeshua, I'm going to stop saying Jesus for the rest of this lecture. Yeshua, Yahweh, Joshua. He was black. I've given you the blueprint. You go and tell me something that I may not know. That's why I'm going to do a part 2 to this. But that shit I just told you, now that stuff is true. Now, before I go, trying to make sure first, before I do leave, there's nothing that needs to be also brought up. Trying to make sure. I'm going to do a part 2 anyway, but you know. Let's meditate. I'm going to turn this up. We're just going to meditate until I feel like we are at peace. And today, let's work on the solar plexus chakra, right in the middle of your chest. You're going to form like this. Thumbs in. Boom. Straight to your chest like that. Let's get this now, people. Actually, I prefer doing this on the ground. Here we go. Let's meditate, my people. Whew. That was amazing. Little light meditation, family. You know, but once you get up to that, 30-minute hour meditation mark, that's where you should try to really start off. And I will do meditation lectures also. But today, just did a little, 2-3 minute meditation, just to calm the mind. Just to focus and cleanse our solar plexus. But what we're gonna do next lecture, I have no idea. But just know, expect the flood. Expect the part 2. And always stay conscious, my people. And I'm about to about to start Iftar soon. I'm about to start Iftar soon. And I'm gonna catch y'all later. And I may do the lecture tomorrow. It may be tomorrow. Don't know yet. It may be a different lecture. The part 2 may become another day. But I'm gonna catch y'all later, man.